Hi everybody, Patty Ann here. Hey, if you do sublimation, I have something that will be game changing for you if you haven't seen this yet. So follow me down to my desktop and first I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, first I'm going to show you the supplies that I have. You don't have to have all of these. These are different options. This is laminating film roll that I bought. The reason why I bought it is because it's 25 inches wide. I do have a printer that will print 11 by 17, so I'm going to make some larger things to sublimate using that. If you want to, you can use these thermal laminating pouches instead. They're very convenient. When you go to use one of these for this process, all you'll have to do is take one out, figure out where to open it, and then rip it in half, and you'll just use one side of the laminating film. This is what I'm going to laminate. These are the things that come from the Dollar Tree. They have all different sizes. These are 3 of them in here, and these are 4 by 6. These are all cotton. You wouldn't normally be able to make on these until I show you the secret sauce. There's 2 in here, and they're 5 by 7. These are 8 by 10. You get 1 each, and I already have one open because that's what I'm going to use today. And they have larger ones, and even this is 11 by 14, which would be perfect for my larger laminating roll that I have. You see, this wouldn't be big enough. And I like to use the larger roll because I like to cover the whole thing, and then maybe I don't even have a large printer. But what I could do is put something in the center and make a collage on this with different sublimated printed images. So this is the information that you need. Joan was the one who taught me this, so I call this Joan's plastic. And for 400 degrees, I'm going to melt that plastic on here using my heat press for 10 to 15 seconds. That's the film on here. And then when I'm done with that, at 400 degrees for 90 seconds, I'm going to put my sublimation on there. And this is what I'm going to sublimate on mine. This happens to be a bluebird picture that my husband took, and I found a cute little saying to have on there. So follow me and let's get started. Okay, here's the picture, the photograph that my husband took of the bluebird, and then I found this little slogan, like I said. It's actually from a song by Cole Porter, and the lyrics say, "Be like the bluebird who never is blue, for he knows from his upbringing what singing can do." I don't know about you, but I like to sing a lot of times, and it does make me feel happier. So anyway, I thought that was a cute little slogan. I'm also going to try maybe to put it on a mug, so I've made it smaller over here. The first one, I went ahead and made a box, so I knew how big to make this. That was 8.5 by 11, because that's how big my sublimating paper is. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use here first. So I went ahead and put this on here, and I added this saying, and I'm just going to go ahead and center it to the page. Whoops, not that, because I had both of them selected. I just want this selected and center that to the page. There we go. Okay, with that centered to the page, as you know, for sublimation, you have to go ahead and flip it horizontally or mirror it. So I'm going to do that. And then I just simply come up here to File, Print, and I'm going to find, keep going to Print. I'm going to find my printer that I use for sublimation, and I'll use my preferences there, which are high, and I'll say Print. But I'm going to cancel that for right now because I've already done it. So let's check out what I'm going to do next. Okay, as you can see, I've already cut the laminating film to fit over top of my wooden canvas, or my canvas board. And I've also saved this label because I like to save the labels so I remember where I got things. And I'll just shove this inside the roll that this film came off of. Now I'm going to put this shiny side up on my board, and I'm going to go over to my heat press now, and I'll show you next. Okay, I have my heat press set up 400 degrees. I'm just going to check and see if that's really, really hard, and that's perfect. I can take this off. Notice I have down a piece of parchment paper, and let me move this to this side. I'm going to put my wrap on top of this. Remember, I'm going to put shiny side up on here, and then I'm going to put another piece of parchment paper over top of this, hard to work like this, you guys, from the side. Okay. Another piece of parchment paper on top. Shove that back in. Bring my press over. And hopefully it's not too crooked for you. I press it, and according to Joan's directions, I think I said 10 to 15 seconds. Does smoke a little bit. Okay, there's that. Move this off and stop that. And now this should be perfectly adhered. So I'll bring you back over to my regular table. Okay, hopefully you can see that this is really nicely adhered to this. I'm going to flip it over, and I like to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to go along the edges here. Let me make sure it's tight. Let's go along the edges here, and I think I could probably use a new blade in this thing. Just going along the edges to cut off the extra wrap that I don't need with the laminating film. I find the X-Acto knife is the easiest way to do it. And of course, I'm working on a self-healing mat. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to position on here my photograph that I'm going to laminate, or not laminate, I'm going to sublimate onto here. So this went from not being able to sublimate on it because it was cotton to the secret sauce of the laminating film, whether you use the roll of films like I am, or if you use the laminating pouches, either one would work. So there it is, just like that. Throw these bits away. And then I'm going to take my image and place it upside down on here. I can kind of look up to the light to try to, or I can put it like this actually, to make sure that I'm really getting it centered nicely. So this was 8.5. Oh, I made this too big a little bit. Look, y'all. I made it, this is 8 by 10, and I made this 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to cut this down. So let me get my ruler. I want to make sure I do a good job of this. Okay, so I did use my ruler and my this blade, a rotary cutter, on my self-healing mat so I could cut this down so it fits on there just about perfectly. So now what I need to do is turn this over so it's on the shiny side of my image. And an easy thing to help you to do this is to maybe have a couple of pieces of tape that you already have on the back of your image, like that and like this, so that when you place this on here and you're happy with where it is, whoops, okay, put this on here now, and I'm happy with how that looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that piece of tape and fold it over. Take this piece of tape and fold it over, just like that. So then we have our image on, facing down. I still have, and if you come over here now to my heat press again, my heat press is still on 400 degrees. And as you recall from Joan's instructions, we're going to sublimate for 90 seconds. Okay, so I have that set to 90 seconds. So again, I'm going to move this over. I have my parchment paper here. Place this on. And what I could actually do, instead of using parchment paper, I could also use a piece of regular copy paper in case there's some blowout, which just means that some ink might come out. Turn this like this, put it down, and start my timer for 90 seconds. And when that time is up, I'll meet you back here to show you the finish. Okay, the timer is stopped and we're ready for the reveal. You can take this off of a paper, parchment paper, and ooh, I see it. I'm peeking at it. So take this tape off back here. It's very hot still, so be careful. And take this off. Okay, that turned out beautifully, you all. That is really, really sweet. I have a little bit of a weirdness right here. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Oh, I must not have had a good adhesion with the sublimation paper. So see, nothing sublimates if just the cotton is showing through. But otherwise, this turned out really nice. I guess there's another spot up here. So I'm going to do another one because this is my first one to try. Let me turn my heat press back on. But you can see this is a fabulous way to make wall art. Right now it's buckling up a little bit from what I understand. As time goes by and as this gets cooler, it moves back down so that it's not buckling up like that. If you need to, I suppose you could put a little bit of a weight on it. But anyway, I hope you like this technique and you give me a thumbs up. Let me know if this is something new to you. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to try all these different things and the different birds and photos and stuff and grandkids and just everything. Graduations, of course, those are over now, but Christmas, just so much stuff that we can do with this. So thanks again, you guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget to check out my links down below where I have links for all the stuff I used so you can see what it is that I've used. So thanks again. Bye.